Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Yes, this is one of the big ones. Bring your goddamn tissues to this movie, folks, because man, there were so many people in my theater that it was waterfalls, just waterfalls. So I gotta be honest though, I wasn't one of those people, but I have to warn you because there were many people in my screening who were just bawling their eyes out. And according to Twitter, there were many people who also did the same thing. So just a fair warning. But you wanna know my thoughts of the film? Well, thank you for asking. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. No one's asking. But thank you so much for being here anyways. I was able to see Black Panther Wakanda Forever a little bit early today, and I'm gonna give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review for you today and tell you if it's worth a watch. And make sure you stick around to the end, guys, because I give you the rating of the film and I give you the secret phrase for you to leave down in the comment section so that I know that you made it to the end of the video. Now, like I say in every single video, this is just my own personal opinion. So what are your thoughts of Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Leave them down in the comment section down below. And play nice, you guys. Daddy's watching. All right, cringy shit out of the way. Let's get started. So Black Panther Wakanda Forever is directed by Ryan Coogler. He directed the first Black Panther movie. He directed Creed and Fruitvale Station, and of course he directs Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And it stars Letitia Wright, Lupita Nyong'o, Angela Bassett, Martin Freeman, and many others. But the main question is this film worth the watch? And I'm gonna say yes. I'm leaning on yes, but it's a difficult yes, because while I enjoyed the movie, I can't necessarily give it a glowing recommendation. I wish I could, and I want to give a glowing recommendation to every single movie I ever see. I mean, wouldn't life be better that way? That you never see a single bad movie in your life? It'd make me a bad film critic, but still. But a glowing recommendation from me, you're not gonna get it. Now, I will tell you though that this movie is big. This movie, I think it's the second longest runtime, just behind Endgame in the MCU. The story is big. The action is gigantic. Emotions are running high in this movie. It is just a whole lot of movie. And some of the critics I was talking to after the movie, we were comparing this to Black Adam. Black Adam is like eating some chips or eating some candy out of a little bowl. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is like a full course meal, and it's quite filling. So much so that when I was walking out of the movie theater, I wasn't feeling like amazed or really emotionally moved, and I love epics. Trust me, I can sit down for a 3.5-hour movie if I want to, if that runtime is used effectively and it shows us this really emotionally moving movie. I didn't get that. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Chadwick Boseman's death. Now, like I said earlier, bring your tissues. If you are someone who loves the MCU, and I'm talking about loves the MCU so much that it's part of your identity, like you are an MCU fan, or if Chadwick Boseman's death really affected you on a deep, emotional, personal level, just forget about it. You are going into a funeral with this movie, and you will be bawling your eyes out. One reviewer, one of my good friends in the reviewing community, you know who you are, I won't name names, but I have never seen someone cry that hard in a movie, ever. It was like a truly emotional experience for him, and he really loves the MCU. So if you are one of these people, then yes, be prepared, okay? However, I normally don't get teary-eyed for celebrities because in my mind, I didn't know them personally. And of course, it's sad to see someone go. They're not gonna be able to make any more art, but I didn't know them personally, so it's not gonna affect me on like a really deep emotional level, but that's just me. And it sucks to say that this movie really hinges on the emotional impact of Chadwick Boseman's death. And the movie sort of crumbles under the weight of all those expectations, unfortunately. But this movie has a lot of good things going for it, but it also has some major problems in it too. And I think one of the main issues of this movie, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, is the main character. This movie doesn't really have one for a large portion of the film. We have Shuri, who has normally been a comic relief character in the previous films, Avengers Infinity War. I remember her talking with the Hulk or Bruce Banner, and she's, you know, being quite quippy. That was her character, but now she basically becomes the main character about 2/3 into the movie, and how she struggles with the absence of her brother. Nakia comes back into the movie, Lupita Nyong'o, and in my own personal opinion, I thought she was one of the best characters, if not the best character in the movie. Every single scene that she was on screen, I was just drawn to her. She has this radiance about her, and she's badass, she's funny, she's an amazing actress. Lupita Nyong'o really knocked it out of the park with this movie, and so did Angela Bassett. Queen Ramonda is dealing with running a nation after the death of the king and this new crisis, so she's struggling with that, and so is Okoye with the new regime changes. So all these characters are struggling, and I understand what the movie's trying to go for. Death leaves emptiness. death leaves a vacuum, this empty black hole. And with this idea, there are some amazing monologues about loss and grief and vengeance. Like, it's truly some great acting. Some of the best acting in the entire MCU is in this movie, especially Angela Bassett. I mean, there was one moment where she was just screaming, and I'm like, this is like Oscar-worthy stuff. So that's all great. However, it sucks to say that from a structure standpoint, in a superhero movie without a true main protagonist, at least for a large portion of the film, it gets very busy. However, there is one thing that this movie has going for it, and I think it's the best part of the movie, is the antagonist, Namor and the Kingdom of Talokan. There's one thing that I always say about villains, and I've said this in many videos before, but if you're new here, let me explain it again. These villains actually feel like they have a chance against the hero. There's nothing more boring than watching a villain on screen where you absolutely know that the hero can easily defeat them. There's no struggle, there's no stakes, there's no fear. In this movie, you feel the power of this nation. You feel the power of Namor. And another thing that great villains always have is that they always think that they are genuinely the good guy. They think that whatever they're doing, no matter how maniacal or evil, they don't see it as evil. They see it as a means to an end. I have to do this so that I will become victorious, and then I am the good guy. And that makes for a more interesting villain. And I love the design of their world. I love the design of their people, of their weapons, of their powers. They are a force to be reckoned with, and they were wonderful in this movie. However, Namor's powers with his little wings on his ankles, he did kind of look like Pit from Kid Icarus and Super Smash Brothers, but he was still a very good villain. But here lies the problem, unfortunately. There is a very convoluted, messy plot and storyline for us to finally get to the main conflict between Talokan and Wakanda. And the biggest culprit of this is Riri, played by Dominique Thorne. Now, I liked her character in the movie. She's smart, she's witty, she's funny, she's this very smart MIT student who creates like this Iron Man suit and creates this like vibranium tracker. However, you can just tell that the movie really comes to a halt to establish her character, and in the grand scheme of things, she really didn't need to be a part of this movie. You could have easily written around her, but this is Marvel, so you know she's gonna get a new show, she's gonna be in some movies, she's going to be in future MCU projects. It just sucks to see that our plot of this movie has to take a giant detour to set her up for future things. But what sucks about this the most to me is that other critics in the theater were talking to me afterwards about how this character is going to be in like Armor Wars or some other Disney Plus thing, and it's not necessarily clear in the movie. It's just part of the internet MCU planning hype machine ethos. And I feel like it really derails the movie. Like, you have this straight line and you just have like this lump here, which is this whole storyline about Riri. You just don't need it. So my overall thoughts are that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a mixed bag, but there are more positives than negatives about it, so I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I don't think I like it as much as the first Black Panther movie because I think that was a bit more streamlined, but I did enjoy my time with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts of the movie are down in the comment section down below, and for the secret phrase, it's going to be Sailor Moon eats broccoli. Yes, it's the most random one I've had in a very long time. The more random, the better, I say. And I also want to plug in my Patreon. We have movie nights every single month, and I give you guys new 4Ks every single month in those watch-alongs. So if that interests you, the link is down in the description. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts of the film down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.